BBC Radio Nottingham, I'm Andy Whittaker, and you've been talking quite a lot about various different subjects today, but in particular the HS2 station at Towton, and it's interesting to hear so many people just aren't bothered about where the HS2 station actually is. But some people are, and of course the politicians, as you've been hearing in Broxtowe, particularly bothered if the rumour is true that the station is now being considered to be moved somewhere else. And of course we won't really know whether the rumour is true until HS2 publish this report they've been talking about on October the 27th. Now, Simon Gray is Chief Executive of Nottingham Means Business, a business-led organisation, over 200 different members. In that, he's here to review the papers. Hello, Simon. Morning to you.
Good morning, Andy.
Can we just talk about HS2 first, though? Because
I thought you might ask me about that.
As a representative of business, does it matter where the station is?
Well, my view's always been that we need to see things from an East Midlands perspective, because what's good for the East Midlands is ultimately good for Nottingham and Derby. And the risk is that if we argue over the specific location here, what's to stop the powers that be saying, well, we'll go somewhere a bit easier, a bit more accommodating, and then we'll all lose out. So that's generally my view. So
it's interesting that, though, isn't it? Because we don't tend to have that mentality. I don't know if you've noticed this. We tend to think of ourselves as Nottingham or Derby or Nottinghamshire or Derbyshire. We don't really think of ourselves as East Midlanders, do we?
I think we need to work more collaboratively. I mean, I represent Nottingham Means Business, so I have a vested interest for Nottingham. But actually, we're a quite small region. And if we work together a little bit more, then we're all going to benefit. And that's my view on HS2. If it comes to Nottingham, great. If it turns up in Derby, well, I prefer it to come to Nottingham. But I can see the benefits. We're only half an hour away from each other, so that would be my view on the subject. But we'll find out on October the 27th.
We will. What's actually in that report, yeah. Now, as a businessman, you've had a look at the business papers,
I have, yeah.
And so what have you found in there that you thought was noteworthy?
I've got some good news for you ahead of Christmas, because the UK is the fastest growing economy in the developed world. A report came out yesterday from the International Monetary Fund to say that we'll expand this year by 3.2% and next year by 2.7%, which is really, really good news. It does also warn, though, that house prices are still a significant risk, and it's this whole debate whether it's consumer spending, or whether it's actual business investment. And certainly from the conversations I had with business people, there is more business investment, there is more confidence. So I think these figures can possibly be believed to some extent.
Yeah, and a fast-growing economy is a good thing, because that means more growth, more jobs, more revenue.
Absolutely.
Everyone's happier. Yeah. More pay rises.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that'd be nice. That'd be nice.
That's somewhere down the line.
Yeah. And one of our things at Nottingham Means Business is to support the Nottingham and Nottinghamshire growth story. So this is good news. But, we've got to be careful. House prices, we've got to think about currency, what that does to our export market. But, it's some nice news before Christmas, as I said at the start.
Here's perhaps not some such good news from the Daily Mail about charging your phone.
Absolutely. So having a glowing smartphone charging in your bedroom at night can actually make you fat.
Right.
I didn't know this, but apparently. So I'll switch mine off tonight. But apparently we need pitch black to convert the food and drink that we take in during the day into energy. And if we don't do that, we risk putting on the pounds actually while we sleep. This is actually going to be music to my wife's ears, who was moaning last night about my smartphone flashing. She described it as lightning in the room, which was a slight exaggeration. So, Samantha, the phone will be off tonight.
Right. Does it still charge if it's off? I'm just trying to work.
It does,
on the phone, doesn't it?
It does. The other thing this report said is that we need to not use computers, tablets and smartphones about 2 hours before we go to bed, because our mind's still buzzing. And the worst light is the blue light from phones. So if you've got a white light flashing phone, it's not as bad as the blue light. If you've got the blue light, you're going to get fat if you keep it on at night.
OK, and you've got the latest phenomenon to tell us about.
I have. I wanted to ask you if you're going to do this, but maybe I'll challenge you tomorrow morning.
Go on.
So we've had the Ice Bucket Challenge.
Yeah.
We've had the No Makeup Selfie.
Yeah.
And now there's a new craze in town, which is the Wake Up Selfie. So this is being championed by Jemima Khan, who's a UNICEF ambassador. It's to raise money for Syrian children. And there's some quite interesting pictures in the papers this morning. So the idea is you wake up, before you do anything else, you take a selfie, you put it on Facebook, put it on the internet. So there's a picture of Jemima Khan sporting a necklace. Now, who sleeps in a necklace?
Yes.
And
full makeup, maybe? I don't know.
Well, this is my favourite. So Naomi Campbell is pictured. It looks like a model shoot. She's in full makeup. So maybe if I'm brave, I'll try that tomorrow, Andy, and maybe I'll nominate you.
Yeah, okay, thanks for that.
Okay.
And I definitely won't be wearing makeup when I wake up.
Nor will I.
Unless it was a really interesting night before. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Simon with his view of the paper. Simon Gray, Chief Executive of the Nottingham Means Business Group. It is 8:30. Sport, travel and weather on the way in just a couple of moments. But the news headlines are first from Rebecca Dixon.
The company behind the high-speed rail line has refused to comment on rumours that it will relocate the planned station away from Towton and closer to Derby. HS2 Limited says a report into its preferred location for the East Midlands hub will be published at the end of this month.